Welcome to Amplify Your August. I'm Alexander-Grout, and today we are joined by three amazing people who are going to grab the mic. This is their opportunity to share something about their business, something they're offering, something really lovely with you all. So I just want to welcome the fantastic, the wonderful Nikki Brooker to the stage. Nikki, take it away.
I'm the anti-racist mum, and I am here to talk to you today about why we, as white people, need to do better when it comes to eliminating racism from our communities. So for years, we as a society have made the tackling of racism the responsibility of those that are harmed by it, like making the victims of abuse have to educate the abuser, or doesn't really make much sense, does it? Because it's us, white people, that perpetrate the harm, and therefore it has to be us that do the work to make things better. So, I know in communities and in workplaces and in our homes, we might feel like something's not right, but we don't always have the language, the confidence, or the clarity to do something about it. So, sometimes you might have caught yourself going quiet when someone says something racist, or you may have felt defensive when race comes up. Maybe you thought, I want to help, but I just don't know how. And you're not alone, because that is why we're at this point in the society where we're slipping into fascism, because staying stuck isn't helping. And I have a product that can help you with that. It's called the White Noise Decoder, and it's the workbook. And it's not about telling you what to think, but it's about helping you to understand how we're being conditioned by society. There's questions throughout it that to get you thinking about what we've been taught, what the media teaches us, what our education system teaches us to believe and maintain without even realizing. And so our unlearning starts by tracing these inherited messages and getting us out of the comfort trap, because our fragility is a taught response to this conditioning, And again, with a traumatized child, you wouldn't tell them to not go to therapy and process their trauma. As white people, we have to go through our feelings of fragility to unlearn and to grow, because from discomfort comes growth. It comes systemic change. So the workbook will help take you through all the stages of getting uncomfortable, going through the comfort trap, decoding the headlines, and it will take you from allyship to action, because unlearning isn't just about reading a book and giving yourself a pat on the back. It means taking consistent action that may be imperfect, but it's about being accountable. I'll put the link to my wonderful website that Kira has created for me in the chat in a minute, but it's a low-cost resource, it's workable, and it's a great starting point to unlearn your conditioning and give you the confidence to challenge the narrative of those around you. And if you want me to support you with your growth or your journey further, I do also have coaching packages available for individuals and for families to give you the confidence to rise above fascism in our society. Thank you. I think I'm...
Amazing. Thank you so much, Nikki. If you just want to click on your circle cam, that will take you back down into the audience. Next up, we have got the fabulous Gavin Foley. Gavin, I'm just going to allow you to put your mic on. I'm also going to put you up onto the stage. Hopefully, everybody will see Gavin very shortly. And his beautiful smiley face.
Hello,
Mr. Foley, okay, take it away.
How do I share slides again? Share my screen, I suppose. Yeah.
Share screen at the bottom.
Now this time. Can you let me know when you can see it? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we can see it.
View. There we go. Right, so hello. I'm Gavin. I am here from SEO Made Simple, launched this year. Normally I talk about Google Analytics, setting up on Google, etc. But I'm going to speak about a slightly different topic this morning, and that is why keywords still matter even in AI search. So who am I? So yeah, it's like I said, I've founded SEO Made Simple. I've already helped hundreds of business owners grow online, turn my own Google growth into a practical training platform, and plainly speaking, I teach SEO in plain and simple English, not with just theory. Okay, so you might have seen that Google is now showing answers right in search. So you'll see a bit of AI blurb at the top. Now, basically, the important part of this is that there's now less room for websites to appear in a search listing on Google. How you get into the search results on the right-hand side is because Google and the AI within Google is looking for the keywords related to what someone is searching for. So in this instance, why is SEO important? So the blogs on the right-hand side, or the articles or the pages or whatever it may be, all talk about why SEO is important. So, what you need to do is to identify what it is your ideal clients are searching for, and then write your content, create your web pages specifically for those search terms. And essentially, if you do that enough times, build up enough authority, you'll start showing up in these AI search results. And I started seeing a traffic source on my website from ChatGPT. So it's really starting to work now, and people are obviously searching for stuff in ChatGPT, seeing my link and then clicking through. So it's super, super important. But I'm here to talk today about the SEO Academy. So this is something with Maddie's help and doing one-to-many this year. Come up with an idea, started from scratch. I have got 32 paying members a month. And they are all absolutely wonderful, lovely people. And inside we cover, actually setting up your site on Google and other search platforms, the tools, Google Tools, Search Console, analytics, keyword research, how to write proper meta tags and get clicks through to your site. We're creating content, blog content that works. Yeah, and there's a sort of a Q&A membership forum. So any technical questions, people can tag me and then I answer them there and then for them. I just wanted to share some member wins because this is super exciting for me, because obviously I want to make sure I'm giving value to people. So we've got Jackie. So Jackie's now done some keyword research, and she's actually appearing first on Google for a lot of her key terms. Yeah.
Gavin, can I just interrupt you for 1 second, my love? You've got like an audience window in your
How do I do
presentation,
that?
so no one can actually see the slides. Can we just take that off? I don't know. It just says enter like full screen. So if you enter into full screen mode, I don't really know what's going. Try sharing again.
Present. Oh. Can you see now?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
No
I mean, can you share it with us afterwards, maybe?
How do
Perfect. Thanks, lovely.
Hang on. Were you just listening to my face the whole time? Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. But I mean, you can kind of see it, but there's just a really small audience window in the front of it, and it just kind of in the way.
Okay, lovely.
Obviously, your lovely voice is helping us anyway, but
yeah. So Jackie, so I've got someone in the group who's managed to get some Google search terms ranking first for keywords relating to her business. We've had someone else who just by submitting a sitemap now has like 6,000 impressions a month. She only got 200, 300 clicks through to her site. But the idea is that we're now working on the meta description so that as people see you in Google search, they're relating to what you're saying about the page to make them click through. I've had someone actually in the membership who kind of runs a blogging platform. But like the MEN Arena in Manchester have reached out about sponsoring her website, which was super, super cool. And yeah, basically, I mean, I'll send the QR code out or the format after this, but I'm offering a 7-day free trial, essentially is why I'm here today. So rather than pay straight away, you guys can come along and check it out and have a little play, learn some cool stuff, and then carry on if you want to. So that's kind of what I'm here for. And that's it from me.
oh, thanks, Gavin. That's amazing, and what a generous offer. I think people should absolutely grab that by the horns and come and do it. Really lovely to have you today. Thank you so much. And by the way, speakers, if you can stick around for 5 minutes until afterwards, because I just want to make sure I take a photo of you all on stage. Is that all right? Amazing. Now, next up, we have got the lovely Rachel Clayton. Rachel, I'm just going to give you your mic access and bring you up on stage, my love. Hopefully give you some access and bring you up on stage. It's not actually letting me do that. Oh, here we go.
I'm
We're all
getting
good.
there.
Can everybody...
There
There you are. There you are.
I'm moving you over.
Hello,
so
my
I
darling.
can look at you in the right camera. There we go.
Excellent. Everyone loves a right camera.
Can you guys
Amazing.
hear me?
Rachel, over to you, my lovely. We can indeed.
Good.
All sorted.
As I've moved, everything's just shifted around, and I've realised that you are in full view of all the mess and chaos that's in the background. But hey, that's what I'm about to talk about, which is about being authentically you. So nice to meet everyone. I still feel like a newbie in Maddie's membership, but I'm trying to start getting more involved. That's a big goal of mine for this year, is to get more involved in the membership. I'm Rachel Clayton, and I have just certified as an advanced ADHD coach. So I'm now fully fledged. And I like to do a thing called Snaps to You out from Legally Blonde. If anyone knows that, when someone's got something good going on, or give someone a compliment, I do lots of snaps to people. So I'm giving myself my own snaps. Basically, what I want to do with my coaching going forward is to empower more neurodivergent adults that may be dealing with other things like other neurodivergences, and just adulting in life. They might have a job, they might have a business, they might have chronic conditions. So I also have fibromyalgia, and I basically want them to help reclaim themselves. Being neurodivergent for your life, if you don't know that you're neurodivergent, if you're just figuring it out, or maybe you have known, like me, since I was a teenager, but not really understood what that meant. And it's only been now that I'm turning 40 that I've started to learn about it. So I want to help people reclaim who they are, be authentically and uniquely them. So I love unicorns, and I love unicorns because I love the uniqueness of them and believe that everyone is unique. I also believe that knowledge and understanding, knowledge plus understanding equals acceptance. So I'm a big advocate for accepting yourself and helping other people accept themselves. So what I'm going to be working on, when Maddie was talking about what's your one thing, is I've been working with a lot of people one-to-one and realizing actually that I have this really good package that helps people get from a really confused place and not really understanding what's going on in their life and their brain, and getting to the point of really accepting who they are and not apologizing for that, and not fitting into the world. That's not what I'm trying to say, sorry. Being who they want to be in the world and showing up as they are. I also run in-person events, and I've just launched an online community support group. So I'm a firm believer in support groups. It's not networking, it is about supporting each other, having a safe space to come. And I have got an online one that is launching in September. I'm aware I've only got a few minutes left, and I was going to talk about burnout. A big thing I talk about is the burnout cycles, the ADHD burnout cycle, autistic burnout cycle, and how to recognize what that cycle looks like. But there's not enough time to talk about it right now. But I do have an amazing workbook all around burnout and the burnout cycle, and I'm just updating it for version 2.0. So what I will do is put a link in the chat that if you want to hear more about that burnout cycle and that workbook, it's like a toolkit for burnout, then you can register your interest, and once the new version is done, then I will make sure that you get it sent to you for free. Yeah, that's me in a very small nutshell. And
Rachel, do you know what? I'm just going to say, I think people need to hear that. So if you want to have a couple of extra minutes to just talk about that, that's absolutely fine.
Well, I don't know if I can share, and I don't know whether it will do it, but I want to just share your screen.
Yeah, so if you press the share screen button at the bottom,
and this one here,
and then pick the window you want to share. Yeah.
So can you see the slide that's the picture that says ADHD burnout cycle? Excellent.
Yeah. If you can put it into presentation mode, that'd be even better.
God. Okay.
If you can. No, because it's not a presentation. Okay, don't worry. I think
I'm going to make it bigger. Wait. There we go.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I've got here the ADHD burnout cycle and also the autistic burnout cycle. And I think what's really helpful to know is how that cycle works, why we go through it. Like I said, it's helpful to know knowledge which is what's going on in your brain, why things are happening, and have the understanding, which is about you. Understand how it shows up for you, which will then equal acceptance. Having all the knowledge about what's going on, how it affects you, will lead you to accepting the things that happen. So the ADHD burnout cycle, really quickly, is started from things that you might be excited about. You know, we're driven by dopamine, we're reward driven, we get really passionate about something, we get sucked up into something, and what we end up doing is getting into this hyper focus where we can be known, not all of us, but we can be known to be people pleasers, and the overwhelm starts to build up. We start to forget our boundaries and we start to overcommit. And as that overwhelm peaks, the lovely things, if you don't know what executive functions are, I've got a blog on my website, but executive functions start to get impacted. Sorry, did you want to No. Sorry. If executive functions start to get impacted, your structure and routine starts to go, it starts to slip. You start to let loose on things because you've started to let go of these boundaries. Your outputs, your responsibilities, all the things that you deliver start to feel more not achievable. So paralysis kicks in, the overwhelms of tasks, like all those things start to become really hard. And what happens is we start to feel really guilty and we can feel a lot of shame around it. And so what we then start to do is retreat. We start to isolate, we go back into our safe space, and then what can end up happening is you can crash, and this is when you go into burnout. And what can happen from crashing and burnout is you are forced to stop, but it can also come up as things like illness. It can come up as chronic fatigue conditions if you are in burnout cycles all the time, and you get to a point where you can't function. And then what will happen is you might give yourself some time, and then you might start the cycle again, and it will just keep going round and round and round and round. The autistic burnout cycle is very similar. The only difference is, and this really, both of them are just relevant, I think, to neurodivergent people. But in an autistic burnout, it's more about that masking. You're in overstimulating situations, environments, your sensory sensitivities are just going haywire. It could be, it could be your working environment, but it could also be, I certainly know from juggling and going from between being a mum to then being a business owner to then trying to sort the house out, like that is multiple things that are all triggering my senses, and the environment just isn't right. And what you can end up doing is putting on this really intense mask. You're trying to just survive and get by in life, but as before, the overwhelm starts to build. What can happen with autism as well is those repetitive behaviors can start to increase. Some of them may not be healthy. And as overwhelm peaks, like before, executive functions start to be hindered. Your structure and routine starts to go out the window. Outputs and responsibilities, they become harder to do. We start to retreat, feeling those feelings of guilt and shame. And here we back are at crash and burn. So my toolkit that I've done has this in detail, but it explains at what point these little ones that are in yellow, these are the points that you start to recognize. So my toolkit has a section where you can start to recognize your triggers. You can start to recognize what your signs and symptoms are. You can then start to then build, what do you need to put in place? So obviously we know you're going to need to put boundaries in place. The structure and routine helps, etc. But if you can recognize that you've got to a point where, I feel like actually I am in a bit of a hyper focus and I've started to overcommit, right, what needs to happen here for us not to go around the rest of that cycle? And the same here. If we know that we're starting to put on an intense mask, if we know that we're having to show up in an environment every day that isn't fitting for us, what can we start to put in here so that we don't keep going around the rest of the burnout cycle? And then there's lots of other things in the toolkit that cover it. What I always say to people that I work with is, I'm never going to be able to stop you having burnout. Like, I think it's just naturally connected to being neurodivergent and that we live in a society and a world that isn't designed for us. But rather than you going through the cycle where you're going full a lot and then you have the crash and the burnout and you keep doing this and people keep doing that for years, that I want to get it to this. So that you start to know, I am feeling a bit overwhelmed, actually. Yeah, I am feeling like I've been put in some situations I'm not really happy about, and I can see it's starting to affect me a bit. So I'm going to put things in place, and I'm just going to let myself look after myself and do the things that I need to do so that you can just keep going. And that's how the toolkit should work, and how I like to help my clients. So that's it in a very quick nutshell. Thank you, Maddie, for letting me have that extra time.
Do you know what? You're really welcome, and this isn't favoritism. Like, Rachel is not my favorite. I mean, she's pretty cool, but she's not my favorite.
I won't take
do you know what? I think I still really like you, but I genuinely feel like everybody needed to hear that.
Yeah.
So it's super useful. Thank you so much, my love. If you can go press on your circle cam and go back into the audience for me very briefly, but stick around because I want to take photos of everybody at the end. I'm going to come back onto the stage and just say goodbye to everybody. So yeah, Rachel, well done, babe. Well done. Amazing. So thank you all speakers today. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of guts to come up and speak in front of a room full of people, especially especially when you know you're going to get shared on YouTube afterwards. So I just want to give everybody come off mics, give everybody a round of applause. Can't wait for the people that we've got for the rest of Amplify Your August. If you're watching this and you're not involved with Amplify Your August, come and get involved. On Friday the 15th, I'm going to be giving some random slots away to people who didn't manage to book. So we're going to have prize giving. Sorry about my dog in the background. We're going to have prize giving on the 15th for all of the things that have been going on for the last, the last couple of weeks. So if you haven't had the opportunity to come and do your 5-minute little chat, value or pitch or whatever you want to do, come along on the 15th at 10 o'clock and you might still get the opportunity to do it. But we are going to be doing more in the Invisible to Influential membership. Thank you all for watching today, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Speakers, if you can stay behind afterwards, we will take some pictures of you on the old screen.